HD4 News Talk Nooga Radio. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Sam Jordan's Nooga Radio 92.7 Sports now. Good evening, Chattanooga and the Tennessee Valley and the world, wherever you may be. Good evening to you. It's Sports Talk with Sam Jordan here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM, 95.3 FM HD4. And it is a Wednesday night. And we're going to be talking quite a bit of sports, whether it's local or regional, on the college scene, a little bit of pro. Tomorrow night, we're going to be having some special guests in the studio. We're going to be talking with Nick Lofio and Aiden. And pardon me, Aiden, for not remembering your last name. But they're from the Chattanooga Eagles, and they'll be in the studio with us. And we're hoping to have one other special guest in the studio tomorrow night. I'll get a little bit more confirmation here tomorrow on that based on the availability. But we're going to be talking University of Tennessee Chattanooga Mocs basketball with the ladies team. Head coach Jim Foster is getting ready to embark here within the next week or so and getting his 900th career win as a college basketball coach. That is not an easy task, and Coach Foster has been a legend in college basketball. I can remember Coach Foster's name from when I lived in Arkansas in the 80s. He has been around for a long time. He is a very classy coach and individual, and is a great leader for the Mocs basketball team there in downtown. And the women's team is doing quite an awesome job. They've got some great student athletes that they have on the team. And we're hoping to be able to talk with Coach Foster and talk a little bit about his career in basketball as a coach in general, and especially since being with UTC for these many years. He's got well over 100 victories just being at UTC alone, and that just does not come too easily. So that's with tomorrow's show. Tonight we're going to be talking later on in the second segment about Nashville Predators hockey with Preds Pulse with Sam Jordan III. And right now, we want to open up the phone lines. If you've got something you want to talk about, question or a comment, call us up at 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. Want to pass along a little bit of local interest. Just saw this here a little bit earlier. Hamilton Heights girls basketball standouts Elizabeth Balogun and Jasmine Massengill were selected to play in the prestigious McDonald's All-America basketball game in late March down in Atlanta. That is not an easy task. You really have got to be an outstanding player to make it to the McDonald's All-America basketball game. I mean, that is the elite basketball players. And we've got two young ladies that are going to be a part of that from our immediate area, from Hamilton Heights. They'll play at Phillips Arena, home of the Atlanta Hawks. So that will be an awesome experience for those two young ladies. They got the news Tuesday afternoon with that announcement. So congratulations to Massengill and Balogun on being selected to the McDonald's All-America team. Let's see here. Dalton State has moved up to number 13 in the latest NAIA coaches poll. That was announced yesterday from the national office. William Penn out of Iowa is in the number 1 position. And for the first time in school history, the 2017-18 NAIA Division I men's basketball coaches top 25 poll. The Statesmen stand 4 total points ahead of number 2 ranked Lindsey Wilson out of Kentucky. And with this, there's been 38 teams, different teams, since 2000 to hold the number 1 position. Former NAIA member Mountain State out of West Virginia leads the all-time charts with 48 all-time number 1 rankings, and followed by the NAIA Division II member Robert Morris out of Illinois with 24. Georgetown is next with 16. Former member Concordia, California at 12. Louisiana State, Alexandria, and former member Cal State San Marcos at 11, and Columbia, Missouri at 9 with number 1 recognition. So with the Dalton State team. They moved up, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from number 17 up to number 13. So congratulations to Dalton State as they keep improving on their outstanding season just over the line there in Georgia. Hello to everybody tuning in on the Facebook Live. We're also on YouTube as well. And, of course, you can listen to us on Noogaradio.com. And, of course, with our terrestrial stations at 92.7 FM, 95.3 FM HD4. Now, we tried or attempted to do this. Can I? Yeah, thank you. Because I keep hearing a loudmouth in the background. I won't say who it is, other than Mike Steele. About the United States Veteran Baseball League. They're setting to kick off their season in early April down at Camp Jordan. No relation. I'm an import, so they were here before me. Season is going to consist of 20 regular season games, followed by a double elimination tournament, championship, and an all-star game that will be held at AT&T Field. League is a wood bat league and open to anyone who is 18 or older. Now, I want to emphasize the games aren't played at AT&T Field. Only the championship and the all-star game will be held there. So you've got an opportunity to sign up if you're interested in playing, managing, or replacing a team in the league. You can contact the league as soon as possible at baseballchattanooga@gmail.com, or you can go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/USVBL chat. That's USV as in Victor, BL, CHATT to get more information. All right. Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission is going to be holding its first meeting of the year beginning tomorrow at the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency in Nashville. Formal commission meeting will get underway on Friday at 9 a.m., but the committee meetings will begin at 1 p.m. They're going to have a lot of different presentations at this month's meeting. Those include the presentation of the second Robert M. Hatcher Ornithological Scholarship Award, named in honor of the late TWRA employee. Also presented will be the Information Technology Division Professional of the Year and the annual Wildlife and Forestry Division's Wildlife Technician and Biologist of the Year awards. In addition, retiring TWRA Region 4 Manager John Gregory will be recognized for his accomplishments in years with the agency. All right. 6:16, and it is a balmy 30 degrees I'm seeing here. I don't know if that's true or not. Wind chill may be a little bit cooler than that. And don't forget to join us every weekday morning with Chattanooga's Morning News here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM, 95.3 FM HD4. And with that, you can get the most concise and local news coverage than any other radio station here in the Chattanooga area. Russ and Val, weekday mornings with Chattanooga Morning News. So with that, we've got Mike Gallagher that is filling in for David Tulis. David Tulis will be back. He's on assignment right now for Nooganomics and getting ready for an action-packed time. I've got Mike Steele here with me in studio. Mike, we've got some exciting news to break for people to tune in tomorrow morning early.
Is this a microphone here?
Yes.
I talking to this thing?
Does he want to be?
Camera?
Yeah, that's the camera.
And that's the camera.
Yes.
So I'm on TV, and radio.
Yes, and internet.
Now, I got a question for you.
What?
I've got about 3 cases of moonshine.
Okay.
I just made.
Okay.
And is that legal to sell on the radio?
Did you make it up at David's house?
I did. That's what you think. You think he's on assignment?
He's on assignment. He's making a fresh brew.
He's up in the hills in Sonic Daisy.
We won't say which side, though.
Moonshine.
He's probably on the north side of the plateau.
Yeah, this side. I'll tell you, this moonshine. It's a peach moonshine. Not
Peach.
corn stuff.
Oh.
sweet, man. You take one swig. Woo!
All right.
It's like catatonic. You go like,
Okay.
Smooth, baby, smooth.
Okay. Editorial comment. The comments made by the idiot here.
Did you ever drink moonshine?
Yes, long time ago when I lived in Arkansas. Oh, that's strong.
Arkansas moonshine, big stretch there. Huh?
I don't know how good Tennessee is. Yes, I interviewed him.
You interviewed Bill Clinton?
Yes,
him and Hillary. Like 20 years?
Yeah. When I was working in Little Rock, he was my assignment. I followed him all over the place, even when he was at the hotel.
So everyone wants to know.
What?
Did he cheat on his wife? Where you going, dude? He's leaving?
Yeah. He works hard. That's why he has to get home. No, he was.
He's working hard on the stills.
He's got to make sure the fire is still going. Anyway, yes, he did.
He's like, get me a stick so I can
there was
stir this thing up, get it oxygenated.
There were 3 hotels that we could always count on following Bill Clinton too in Little Rock.
So Bill Clinton really did do that.
Oh yeah, and he with one of the ladies was one of my colleagues.
I know this is a sports show, but for Bill, it's kind of a sport, isn't it? Chasing women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I bet you he scored a lot too, right?
Score! Touchdown! Razorbacks!
Did you guys like standing outside of his?
No, we were
rooms going score.
No, we were out in the parking lot with the state trooper.
Well,
that was like his Secret Service agent.
Just when he was governor.
When he was governor. Doing Hillary things, I guess. I don't know. Chelsea was just a little rugrat.
She didn't. Did you ever meet Chelsea?
Yeah, she was just a little, maybe 2 years old when Bill won the governorship in '82.
So Hillary, actually, she wasn't even around. She was just like hanging out.
Yeah. You know, the one thing you just made me think about this. The one individual that would always go back and forth, because Bill Clinton ran originally for governor in '78 over in Little Rock. Frank White. He was governor one time. He was the one person that beat Bill Clinton and, lost to Bill Clinton the year after, he got done with his first term as governor. It would have been interesting if Frank White would have ran for president against Clinton to see whether or not that would have went anywhere. But anyway, so let's talk about tomorrow morning.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow morning. Well, it's going to be soon.
Okay.
But we will be airing Channel 12.
News 12 now this morning.
Now, 5 to 6 in the morning.
So I just think it's great.
Normally it's coast to coast, 5 to 6.
With George Noory.
But we play coast to coast from 1 in the morning. And I think that's a lot of coast to coast.
Yes.
And they do a great job with Channel 12.
Now, the one thing that I've got to say, I've been in this business almost as long as you. I've been in it going on 38 years. Well, you've got a few years on me. I've been in it almost 38.
Diapers when I was programming the major market.
Yeah. Anyway, we've been friends for over 20 years.
Thank you.
Okay.
Acquaintances. No,
but, the radio station is really sounding good. I mean, we've got...
So program.
Yeah, with a little advice once in a while.
Yeah, right.
But, Matt Ray, he's definitely on assignment right now. Russ and Val doing mornings with Chattanooga Morning News.
You've got to listen to Russ and Val.
Yeah, they're really outstanding.
So good.
And I think with adding
News
so 12...
They sound like an old married couple. So good. They just been together for years.
The cougar and the cub.
Yeah, I mean, great job. And then David Tulis will be back 9 to 11.
Yeah, beginning February 1st.
With news and analysis and Nooganomics.
Yes.
I miss David not being on. He'll be back.
Yeah. He's not going anywhere.
And David Allen Carmichael's 11 to 12.
Right.
And David does different analysis. Gives a lot of his own personal introspective.
Is that what you call that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, David's a cool guy. Listen, that's one guy that will hold true to his guns.
Yes.
Doesn't have a social security number, won't give it to the federal government. He's really one of the smartest men I ever met. Really smart guy.
Yeah, I've known David for about 6 or 7 years. I met him through you.
Then noon to 1 is all news.
Right.
All news hour here, power hour. And then 1 to 3, Bloomberg. Man, you can't beat Bloomberg. They're great.
I've said this to you and David and others here at the station off mic, but a lot of places that I go to and see during the day, they really enjoy Bloomberg.
Bloomberg is awesome.
And then you go right into Sean Hannity.
And you have to be Sean Hannity. Listen, Rush Limbaugh is about to either probably die of a heart attack because he's so fat, or retire. You know, I've never been a big Rush Limbaugh fan. I'm sorry. And I know, and listen, my politics. I'm pretty conservative. It's not because of that. It's because Rush Limbaugh will just promote any Republican, whether he's liberal or conservative. And so I'm not. Listen, Rush is a great broadcaster. Let me put him down. But I'm not a big fan.
Right.
I'm just not. I think our lunch news, our Chattanooga news, Power Hour, is better than that.
Yeah.
And Bloomberg is better than that. If you give it a chance, you'll say, "Why am I listening to this blowhard?" You know, over there, wherever he is.
Yeah, his real name is Jeff Christie. Got his start in Pittsburgh.
But, and I say that because the real number one talk show host in America is Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Because Sean will call Republicans to task when they act like liberals. So Sean Hannity is amazing, and he's only gotten better. I mean, Sean was just your typical, I could say, Republican at first, and now he's really turned into a constitutionalist. So you have to listen to Sean. Sean is shaking it up. That should be, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me call those people. Hold on. Google, call Sean Hannity's people. Did you say call Mama Hannity? No. Call Sean Hannity's people. Did you say call Hannah Montana? No. Call Sean Hannity. Calling Sean Hannity.
So you do get comedy with a sports show.
Yeah. What was my slogan? I forgot. What about the answer? Sean Hannity's the bomb?
No, you don't want to say that.
I can't say that.
But
okay, I'll call you back. I had a great slogan for you, but it just slipped my mind. What was that slogan?
I have no clue.
But Sean Hannity is awesome.
Yeah. It seems like lately he's been Sean Hannity versus Jeff Flake and John McCain of Arizona.
Yeah, he just doesn't back down. Then, of course, Sam with the Sports Roundup 67. And then Keon Rose never decides to show up. Can't make it today. I'm delivering my brother to the airport, picking him up from the airport. He spends more time at the airport, I think, than he does at home. I have more texts from Keon saying, why can't he be on 7 o'clock?
Why can't he be like O.J. Simpson running through the airports? You remember that commercial? You're old enough to remember.
Can we move the Sabbath to Sunday so we can get him to work Friday night?
I don't know.
I did ask him a question one time.
Oh.
I said, because Ken's not on Friday night because it's Sabbath. And I recognize that. I'm like, that's cool, dude. Okay, because I agree with you. But I don't agree with not being on the air, but, I agree with the Sabbath thing. I said, but now, if you got a job at ESPN, and they said you had to work Friday night, would you work? He said, no. I got to respect that.
Yeah.
I got to respect that. He is going to hold true to his guns. Even you. I mean, you won't work Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes Mondays. Because of your religion, right?
No, typically not Sundays.
You're the bub of religion.
Yes.
Okay. He works Sundays. Come on. But, and then we have Alex Jones. Alex is sounding so good. Uncovering a lot of dirt. And Alex is on till 10, and then Ground Zero. I barely sleep because I just love listening to these shows.
Yeah.
I mean, Ground Zero the other day was talking about weird sounds coming out of lakes, and people cannot figure out what it is. People surrounding these huge lakes are hearing wah, wah, wah.
I think that was Chrissy recording your
No, I'm being serious. And then Coast to Coast AM was great. They had an author on the other night, Coast to Coast, talking about how he doesn't believe in God, but he believes in an afterlife.
Okay.
Now, how's that?
Yeah, really.
Now, how do you believe in an afterlife without believing in God? I can't figure that one out.
Okay. Maybe they can't either.
Did you ever play Uno with a twist?
I played Uno.
Last night we got to do that with our little girl Summer. Uno with a twist. She's 11. And part of the game is, you get to pick cards if you don't have the right color. Or the
right, right.
Well, the twist is that you get to do something that your competitor wants you to do. The next person up.
Yeah.
So, and it's numbered as to what you'll do. And when it was my turn, I had to do something crazy or pick 2 cards. I'm like, I'm down to 3 cards. I'm not picking 2 cards because I'm going to win. Because I never win Uno. My memory's terrible. Hi, what's your name again?
AJ.
Okay. So I pick it. And what is my deed that I have to do, imitate your favorite cartoon character until it's your turn again. So I do love SpongeBob, but I have trouble here.
You're more Patrick.
Do you know who I imitated?
Who? Me?
And she didn't know, and I'm thinking, you're right. These kids don't know the classic cartoons. I say, boy. I say now, I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken, and I'm not a dog, and that dog is not a chicken. That dog is a dog, he's not a chicken.
Well, I'm a chicken hawk, and chicken hawks eat chicken, and I'm gonna eat you.
I say, boy, you ain't eating anyone. You're too small to eat me. I'm a big chicken.
Back after the break, folks. It could have came any sooner.
Chattanooga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news now.
In Dade County, a train derailment is under investigation on Highway 11, with Norfolk Southern and the Trenton Police Department trying to find out what exactly happened. The cause is still under investigation. Each of the trains weighs 200 tons each. A crane had to be called in to lift it out of the way. TVA seeing near record energy usage this morning as millions of customers sought to ward off the temperatures in the teens, blanketing most of the South. Peak power demand for the giant utility registered at 31,640 megawatt at 10 a.m. today. The average temperatures at the time were about 12 degrees. TVA calling it the 11th highest winter peak in TVA history. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, a 17-car pileup on Paul Huff Parkway in Cleveland. No injuries reported, but lots of damage to vehicles. Driver said the sliding was uncontrollable. Russell Chattanooga Radio News Talk 92.7 now.
Chattanooga Morning News with Runt and Val, weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Nooga Radio, 92.7 FM.
Oh man, rush. I've got to get stuff for the party. Where can I go that's going to give me a wide selection of beer, wines, and spirits? Oh, I got it. I'll go to Harry's Wine and Spirits, Signal Mountain. Maybe East Brainerd Wine and Spirits in East Brainerd. I could go to Riley's Wines and Spirits in Hickson. Wow, look at the huge selection in here. Look at these great prices. Amazing. Oh yeah, I'm going to find something for my lady too. I'm going to make this party a success.
Make your party a success when you stop in at Harry's Wine and Spirits in Signal Mountain, East Brainerd Wine and Spirits in East Brainerd, and Riley's Wine and Spirits in Hickston.
$25 goes by quickly these days, and 25 cents still just a quarter. 25 is the years of experience Schultz & Associates puts behind filing your tax return quickly, correctly, and electronically. Schultz & Associates.
Hi, I'm Chip Chapman with this question. Are you concerned about getting a timely refund this year? There is a solution. Ask Schultz & Associates about Refund Advantage. It's a no-interest loan that allows you to get your tax refund quickly, but some tax refund product fees do apply, so make sure and understand the details. You can receive your refund quickly via check or prepaid credit card. Ask about Refund Advantage when you visit Schultz & Associates, 6310 Bonnie Oaks Drive, or call 899-1130. Schultz & Associates.
Baseball sluggers often wear the number 25, or 25 is the full MLB roster. Just happens 25 is also years of experience Schultz & Associates puts behind filing your tax return quickly, correctly, and electronically. Schultz & Associates, 899-1130.
An automated nuclear missile defense system has suddenly entered into launch mode, and you are the only one who can stop it.
Escape Experience Chattanooga.
Your team has just been infected with a deadly virus. Your only hope there, an abandoned farmhouse.
Escape Experience Chattanooga.
Handcuffed in a maximum security prison, you have an hour to flee.
Escape Experience Chattanooga.
These escape scenarios and more at Chattanooga's best escape room, game, and team building platform. Call now. Slots are limited. Register online at escapeexperience.com/Chattanooga. Escape Experience Chattanooga.
Traffic, news, and information. Nooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
We expect fair to partly cloudy skies to continue through your nighttime. Cold overnight, lows mid and upper 20s. Now for your Wednesday, look for some sunshine with a breeze out of the north, though. Quite cold highs of around 40 with more mainly dry and cold weather expected through Friday. Celebrate the new year with Dixieland Fireworks, locally owned with the largest selection around. A Black Cat dealer with the lowest prices in Dixieland Fireworks, just off I-75 on Ringgold Road, East Ridge. And I'm Storm Team 12, Chief Meteorologist, Patrick Report.
Nooga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM knows your opinion is important. So call 800-8949. Agree or disagree. Call 423-800-8949. 800-8949. Nooga Radio, 92.7 FM and 95.3 HD4. News Talk Nooga Radio. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Sam Jordan's Nooga Radio, 92.7 Sports. Now.
Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk with Sam Jordan here on Nooga Radio. Glad to have you along wherever you may be. And it is a Wednesday night, 6:33, and we've got some stuff to talk about. We're going to check in with our Preds Pulse reporter, who's on the phone live with us. I'm assuming you're out in Arizona, right?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to head east to the great state of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Leaving the warm temperatures. So.
Yeah, you're going to go up there to single digits and maybe in the teens because it's not much warmer down here. Well, anyway, the Preds they were in action last night. We were supposed to be at the game, both of us, along with some of the family, and enjoying watching the Vegas Black Knights, which I think it would have been an awesome game to watch. But, tonight they got an off night, and I think they're in action tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Last night they took on the Golden Knights. Got a heck of an effort from UC Saros, the in a sense, goaltender and waiting in Nashville. As right now, he's that guy. Comes up with 46 saves against the best team in the league.
That's not easy.
And the Predators come up with a 1-0 victory off of Kevin Fiala rebound shot. I was at the Arizona Coyotes game watching it on my phone, and I got a few looks of like what's going on because I got really excited because Vegas has kind of been our heel this year of beating that team that is the best in the league. Obviously, a surprise. Nobody expected to be there at this point in the year. So tomorrow night they actually will play the Arizona Coyotes. The Coyotes headed to Nashville probably today. They'll take on the Predators tomorrow night in Nashville. I believe at 7 o'clock Central puck drop. I think the Predators will be a little vengeful with this game because they lost a heartbreaker in a sense back in Arizona about 2 weeks ago. The Predators didn't get the result as they wanted out here. I think they're recognizing what they can do better in the second half of the season. I believe yesterday's game was the start of the second half unofficially. So I think the Preds will be looking to correct their mistakes they did last night. Getting a 1-0 victory against the best team in the league is not an easy feat, especially at the pace that the Golden Knights have been putting up goals and points. And then the Predators, unfortunately, suffered another loss on the injury front. Brian Johansson left shortly after the second period with what is being deemed as an upper body injury. So we'll be hesitant to see what happens there because they are now without Victor Arvidsson, who left practice on Monday, had to be helped off the ice, but did show an optimism that he'll be back sooner than later. He was at morning skate, but they decided to place him on the IR. So he will be out for a few weeks. And then they obviously are waiting for Philip Forsberg to come back. He is set to come back hopefully around February 2nd, is what my sources are telling me. And then Ryan Johansson, I believe he'll be evaluated today. I would not anticipate him to skate. So right now they're without probably one of their best lines, which they call the Jopa line. Just a nickname they got last season in the playoffs. So I think the Preds will be able to stay on task and put up some points here in this stretch week that they have. I believe they have 4 straight home games throughout this next 2 weeks. So it'll be a fun couple of weeks here if you're looking to get out to some games.
Okay. Sam, thanks for checking in with us on Prad's Pulse. Now, let me ask you one other question because, you're out there, and there's a little bit of tie-in here to Tennessee. I don't know if you heard, but Mike Munchak, who used to be with Tennessee Titans, he's declined a second interview with the Arizona Cardinals. Who do you think would be the coach of choice for the Cardinals in this next season coming up?
Well, I really think John Robertson's really trying to find somebody that will enhance Marcus Mariota and develop him into the quarterback that he obviously won the Heisman Trophy in Oregon. I think they're just trying to get a coach that they can that can make him flourish, and also build the other parts of the team around too. So it'll be interesting to see who they go after. My choice, now that he's been officially let go by the Steelers, I think they'll try to make a run and possibly at Todd Haley from who recently was with the Steelers for about 6 years. So we'll see how this will play out. But I don't believe Mike Munchak, even though I like him. I've met him on several occasions. I just don't think he was going to be the right fit. And I also think that they're looking to also go after who's going to get to have Larry Fitzgerald back for next season. I do believe Larry will play one more season as the right coach is hired, and then he will ride off into the sunset, hopefully with a great season. This season just really wasn't what they had hoped for, given that the talent they had now that Carson Palmer is retired.
Officially.
They've also had they've had struggles with the running game, which is another thing I think the Bidwell family, who's the president in operations, is going to look for as somebody that also can build that running game up, because they've went through a stable. They do have Chris Johnson, not Chris Johnson. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I apologize. But they have David Johnson. That's who I was thinking of. He was out with an injury, so he's supposed to be a premier back for the last couple of seasons out here. So I think you look at him as David Johnson being the number one back out here, but they also do have Adrian Peterson, who is still under contract and still on the roster. So I would like to think that maybe Adrian Peterson will complement David Johnson in the run game. So we'll see what happens. But with the Titans, I think you'll see a hire within the week. I think obviously you have to go through the Rooney role first, so you do have to interview some minority candidates. But I do think that they're going to be looking to move very quickly because they want to, obviously start to establish getting their coordinators hired. Hopefully retaining Dick LeBeau will be a huge, I would think, for Amy Adams and John Robinson to keep Dick LeBeau. Even though some people in Tennessee believe that he's on the decline with the defensive prowess that he had in Pittsburgh with the great teams that played there with like Troy Polamalu and several other great players that have played the game. But obviously the one hire I think everybody would really like to see is Josh McDaniels from New England, the offensive coordinator. I would like to see that hire just because he's worked with John Robinson. He knows what John Robinson is like as a GM. So I'd like to see how it all plays out. But my strong pick is going to be Todd Haley in Arizona, and then I would like to think Josh McDaniels, but he's been linked to have been a lock-in for the Indianapolis Colts job. So we'll see what happens. But Tennessee does need to get this hire correct. Hopefully, it's for a long-term hire.
Well, what's going to hurt the Titans, though, is they're a little bit late in getting to the point where they fired their existing coach or let him go, and they're kind of late to the table there for the cream of the crop. I mean, even though, a lot of teams haven't named new coaches yet, but I mean, it gives another opportunity for a prospective hire to get their name out there. Hopefully their agents are working hard for it. Now, Mike Rabel, who is the offensive coordinator down at Houston under Bill O'Brien, has been, or actually defensive coordinator for the Texans, has been linked as a possible candidate for the Titans job, and Los Angeles Rams offensive coordinator Matt LaFleur as early candidates to get that Titans job. Do you think that they're not going to necessarily go with a high-profile candidate name?
I want to say that they're going to try to get one of those cream of the crop, in a sense, coaches. But if they can't, I believe that those are solid choices. You obviously want to get somebody you really want. You don't want to settle for that second guy that you know. I think you really want to go for your first choice. But I think the Titans are kind of, like you said, in that predicament where they're kind of late getting into the game. And honestly, I was very shocked with the decision for them to separate with Mike Mularkey. He took the team to their first playoff appearance in, I believe it was since 2003. So, I mean, or 2008, I'm sorry. So, I mean, like, it's tough to gauge that, you know, what happened there. My sources that I know in Tennessee have told me that there was just a disagreement on how Mike Mularkey wanted to continue to run his offense and defensive schemes. Primarily with the offense, obviously, the offense was very stagnant this year. You saw the first-round draft pick, Corey Davis. You know, he missed the first 8-9 games, I believe. You know, it was a tough situation because in the playoffs, he had a phenomenal catch that showed the flashes of what the Titans drafted him for. And I believe somewhat Mike Mularkey's system was kind of old in a sense, just because a lot of teams are with more high-tempo offenses. And that's the type of system that Marcus Mariota is going to flourish in because he's a mobile quarterback. And, you know, you got to utilize what you drafted him for, or otherwise it's just a waste. And unfortunately, you don't ever see a player like that have to leave a team just because, you know, at the end of his contract, he doesn't feel like he's wanted there or that he's being utilized. So I think this hire is very important for the Titans. And I believe I have faith in John Robinson to get the right guy for the job. But any of the assistant coaches, you know, the Rams offensive coordinator and the other gentleman from the Houston Texans, I think they'll be great, solid picks. Mike Vrabel, who was a linebacker, I believe, for the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're solid candidates. So, whoever ends up in Tennessee, you know, I'm really hoping that the fan base there in Tennessee, because it is a very passionate fan base. I mean, we haven't had the seasons in recent years that have replicated what the past history of the Oilers and the Titans in the early 90s have been used to. So, I think if you get the right guy in there, I think you could see the resurgence of the great franchise that the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Oilers were and are.
Okay. It will be interesting to see where Todd Haley lands. He used to be the offensive coordinator at Arizona. Previously, in 2008 or 2009, he became the head coach of Kansas City for a short time. And after his debacle in the playoff game here this past Sunday against Jacksonville with 2 bad calls, definitely bad calls, passing it up the middle instead of running it through with a star stud like Le'Veon Bell was beyond me. And I'm not a football coach in any sense of the word. And then later on, going for a field goal instead of going for it on 4th down again. Why they did that? I mean, and that reflects back on Haley. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not that's going to have an impact on him as far as being an offensive coordinator somewhere else or even a head coach.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would expect a hire within the next week and a half, probably. Just because you want to start to get your coordinators, and that's another thing. The later that you hire your head coach, the later you get your coordinators. I do believe one other thing to state, I don't think Robisky's going to be back next year, just given that he was loyal to Mike Mularkey. So I do believe the one coach that they're going to try to keep on staff is Dick LeBeau, which obviously he's a Hall of Fame coach. You want to try to keep somebody like that unless it doesn't fit well. And obviously everything comes down to fit and with the personnel that you're going to have there.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another Steeler coach of the past come down to Tennessee, because Tennessee seems like they're the Steelers South version, because Malarkey's used to play for Pittsburgh, and he was the coach after his playing career was over with, LeBeau, and numerous others that were with Pittsburgh from the Bill Cowher era that went down to Tennessee when Malarkey took over that job. So that's what I'm kind of hinging on. I don't know if Robertson has a connection to Pittsburgh or what, but it just seems like that has been a trend for the Titans with having former Steelers assistants.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I think might be a possibility, and this is like a dark horse candidate for Tennessee, I think you may see a chance of them running at Jeff Fisher.
Oh, no.
Former coach.
I don't see that one at all. I really don't. Fisher, I think, will probably wait it out, because I think he had a couple years left on his contract with the Rams when he got let go. I think he's just going to set it out until that buyout is over with, and then you might see him, come back as a coordinator of some sort. I don't think you'll see him back as a head coach anytime soon. And why would Tennessee go back down that same route again?
Where he might come out again. But it's a possibility. I mean, I think the Titans, if they got desperate enough, there that would be a possibility of, like, the Adams family would like to see somebody that knows what they're looking for in terms of continue on the tradition of the Titans, but also somebody that had success in Nashville, given that he was a coach, obviously going to Music City Miracle.
Yeah, but that was one time. I mean, with the Titans, I don't think the fans it's almost going to be like the Tennessee gig that Greg Schiano thought he had. And, I think if the rumors spread that Jeff Fisher was coming back to Nashville to coach the Titans, I think there would be a revolt like there was in Knoxville. I really don't see that one happening.
Yeah, that Knoxville revolt was unprecedented. I don't think anybody expected that.
But it was definitely loud and clear, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it did show a negative side to Knoxville that isn't Knoxville itself. Knoxville's such a great city. I've been there a few times. It kind of seemed like that the city kind of controlled, what they were trying to put as a product. But your fans are what pays your season tickets, what pays to upgrade your stadiums. You obviously want them happy. And I mean, honestly, it was a good decision, I think, from the aspect of just not having all the facts from the previous stuff that went on. Yes, there's no definitive proof that he was attached to any of that. But Greg Schiano, I mean, he's a heck of a coach. I mean, yes, he hasn't replicated some of the success he had at Rutgers back in the mid-2000s. It'll just be interesting to see, where all this goes in terms of a lot of these fantasy sports, looking at UT, Jeremy Pruitt, it's going to be interesting to see who he puts as his staff after what I would call a shocking national championship finale or finish. I think Jeremy Pruitt is going to do big things there. And then Derek Mason over at Vanderbilt, great coach, just had some off seasons here lately, but Vanderbilt has been a consistent bull team year in and year out. And I think these last two seasons have just been a fluke. Injuries have happened, transfers. And then you got several really good programs. Middle Tennessee, we don't talk a lot about them, but they have really made some noise in the Conference USA. And yes, they don't play a lot of the top tier teams, but I mean, Tennessee has some great programs in it and great coaches. And you're going to start to see, I believe, Tennessee as a whole with collegiate sports, professional sports. Obviously the Predators have been good. The Titans had a playoff year. Tennessee sports are back. I mean,
yes.
If I can't emphasize anything more, and I may be a little biased, but Tennessee sports are back, people, and you got to really get a hold of this. It's going to be something to watch these teams, and they'll be on the national stage.
All right.
I'm going to watch them on national TV, but yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here in Tennessee sports over the next couple of weeks.
All right. Thanks again, Sam Jordan, calling in, talking on Preds Pulse. And it's always a pleasure to talk with you. And a little bit of other news. Charlie Weiss Jr. was hired as the offensive coordinator at Florida Atlantic University. That's the same school where Lane Kiffin is the head coach. He's the youngest offensive coordinator in college football, and is the son of the former Notre Dame coach and longtime NFL assistant Charlie Weiss. And that was announced on Monday after the Falcons' playoff loss, and he was the offensive assistant for the Falcons. So that is a little bit of news of Charlie Weiss' era. A lot of people remember him at Notre Dame, and he was at other places as well. But Charlie Weiss Jr. trying to make a name for himself in the coaching ranks. Keon Rose in the clutch is coming up next here after CBS World and National News. Don't forget to join Russ and Val with Chattanooga Morning News beginning at 6 a.m. You're on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great evening.
Chattanooga Morning News with Russ and Val.